It's almost here.
Stranger Things! More Stranger Things! More things of the strange variant! It's 11 and Hopper and Will and motherfucking Dustin doing a Chewbacca impression! Okay, so with that out of my system, Stranger Things Season 2 is the continuation of one of my favorite episodic anythings ever. Right up there with Jessica Jones, in fact. So go Netflix. Y'all make good shit. Keep it up. Now, just to get this out of the way, Stranger Things Season 2 isn't as strong as Season 1, and the funny thing is, some of the problems with Season 2 were self-made problems with the end of Season 1. The way plot strings were teased out back then and then paid off now. And like, seriously, what's the buyer's house gonna get covered in for Season 3? But who the hell even cares? Because beyond the characters, beyond the nostalgia, beyond the world and the monsters and the mystery and the intrigue, Stranger Things is about shit. Awesome shit. My review of Stranger Things Season 1 is one of my favorites of these little YouTube videos of mine, excluding the last minute because life. But I was always really proud of my little video breaking down Stranger Things into an allegorical exploration of prejudice today versus prejudice 40 years ago, and calling hate and prejudice a disease upon our world. If you want to check it out, I'll put a link down in the description below, and you really should check it out because Season 2 confirmed everything I said in that video. Right down to calling the corrupting supernatural whatchamacallits a cancer. It's like the most validating thing ever. But in addition to directly confirming things through dialogue, Stranger Things Season 2 also expands upon my prejudice thesis in some new pretty awesome ways. The young Will has yet to be confirmed as either gay or straight, even if he dances with some girl at the end of the season. I'm not counting him fully straight yet. But characters frequently tell Will to just move on with his life. If he just ignores the upside down stuff, it will go away, to just pretend like it's not there.
Have you tried not being a mutant?
But not only that, when young Will feels alone or separated from his friends, family, or is just being bullied, he gets flashes of the Upside Down. As if the Upside Down is a representation of the darker sides of the human psyche. Which makes sense considering how the bad guy for Stranger Things Season 2 is the Mind Flayer. This season is about getting inside the heads of the characters, exploring the effects the story has had on them thus far, so the monsters are becoming more cerebral too, even if the Demogorgon has been reduced down to Zergling status. Also, my boy Dustin says the Mind Flayer thinks it's superior to all races and compares it to the Nazis. But there's also a theme of wounded characters this season. The story is about people that have been hurt and showing how they grow from or deal with said pain. Which is why the Upside Down is so wound-like this time around. And why there's the whole corrupted pumpkin subplot of farmers all blaming each other for their rotting crops because they hate each other, because hate corrupts from within and places blame where it doesn't belong. And why the final episode features a display of toxic masculinity fighting over the picture of the wound upon our world. And I love that it took a touch of non-violent female empowerment threatening that very masculinity to finally stop the pointless fighting. God damn it, I love this show. So yeah, setting aside a few narrative bumps in the road and a cute but ending, Stranger Things continues to be one of the best shows out there right now. And I definitely cannot wait for Stranger Things Season 3. But in all honesty, that last shot meant to tease us for the next season, it was kind of weak, you know? The Mind Flayer was great from a thematic standpoint, but was kind of boring otherwise. And I'd much prefer something new going forward instead of just more Mind Flayer. Like, for example, any of these other classic D&D monsters. First up, we have the Drow. These dark-skinned evil elves would add some nice racial commentary in along with social commentary, they would. And next up, we have the Zorn. But they could easily inject into the story a nice little thing about greed dividing social classes. And then next up, we have Owlbears. Why? Because it's an owl mixed with a bear. It's an owl bear. What do you mean, why? The name is entirely self-explanatory. There are owlbears. Now, I've always assumed that let me say for the last season of this show. And the ultimate lesson of that season and the whole reason for fighting the Taras.
This will be because hatred and prejudice can never be truly defeated. Though they can be overcome for a generation or so, they may always return, but they are worth beating back. Just like the Tar King. This. And no, I don't know if this accent's supposed to be 1920s gangsta or if it's South Park Canadian. I'll let you figure it out, Fwen.
Before we wrap up today, I do need to do a couple of quick little pieces of disclosure. An old family friend was the props mistress for this season, just like she was with season 1. So let's all give a huge round of applause and thanks to Linda for once again playing a huge role in pulling us all back to the 1980s. Well done, madam. But also to my buddy Lee, who was an extra in this season for like a second or 5, and apparently he was in season 1 too? But I never knew that until recently! Best extra ever! So who's seen Stranger Things season 2? What you think? How's it stack up against season 1 for you? And what did you think about episode 7, which for the record wasn't bad, it really wasn't. It just wasn't great. Like, what if instead of being episode 7, it was episode 8? Tell me that doesn't sound better in just every way. But whatever you got, give me a shout down below and let's talk about it. And if you wouldn't mind giving me a like, share, or subscribe, I promise to show you how to talk through lights. Bye!
Darling, you got to let me know. Should I stay or should I go?